welcome to another video submission to Oliver Scott and Movies. I just did a video for Oliver Scott 2007 and well, I changed the jacket to the leather jacket. Ooh yeah, I'm wearing leather in this one because I am so cool. No, what? No, I was being serious. Who's editing this thing? Ugh. Bad video editing pig. Huh. I'm gonna have to duck you for that. Well, I am so original. Anyway, I am... Okay. I admit that was a complete hack job. If you really want to know, ask me, but I'm not terribly proud of it, so... actually, don't ask me. Please don't. Actually, kind of ask me, because in a way I kind of want to tell you who that was. Because it was funny. Sorry, I'm not timing. Now I'm timing, and now, Mikha... I love the way we're now, like, we're making arguments for each other's cases. Yes, fair point. Harrison Ford's character in I was about to call it the River Phoenix, in the Mosquito Coast, did give an indication that he was rather unstable in the opening scene when he had a real good bitch at the Japanese. However, I still think your original statement holds true. There is clearly a snapping point, especially if he is sincere when he says to his family, "No, didn't America just blow up? That was America, right?" Clearly, this is reaching dimension. He now cannot distinguish what the island was to where his former home was. And yes, it was a traumatic event, so it's, you know, understandable enough that that would push him even more. So look, your original statement, he goes crazy somewhere in the film, is fine. There is really no need for me to nitpick. Especially because you inspired me to talk about Donnie Darko. I do not endorse this. The director's cut 2-disc edition. You get nothing extra. You do okay, I beg your pardon. You do get the cut scenes, which you can see on the extras of the original DVD. You can see them implemented into the movie. However, it is best you don't. Maybe if you're an avid fan, okay, but if you haven't seen the film before, just get the original. Why? This edits and changes up all the songs. For example, in the opening scene when he's cycling, no longer is the song The Killing Moon by Something and the Bunnymen. Why did they change that song? Instead, it's a song that's completely inferior when it goes along with the scene. That original song worked much better. Another good... I mean, this goes for everything in the film. Head Over Heels by Tears for Fears isn't used in the school scene. A great introduction to the school. Worked so well with Head Over Heels. It's not that song anymore. In the scene where Donnie Darko is coming down the stairs and he's watching, like, tubes, what are they called? Those things that come out of people's chests, which essentially show their destination. When he sees that, and it's Under the Milky Way by the Church. Perfecto. And that's not in it either. They changed the song for that too. I think, in fact, if I remember correctly, that's when they use Echo in the Killing Moon by Echo in the Bunnymen or something like that. In that scene. It just doesn't work. It's like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Okay, the additional scenes do shed some clarity and help one understand the, yes, admittedly confusing plot. But, okay, one other thing that really, really bothered me was in the movie theater when he's having this meeting with Frank, and Frank whispers, in response to his question, "Why'd you wear that stupid bunny suit?" And Frank responds with, "Why are you wearing that stupid man suit?" They changed that, and they had it be the voice that Frank was using when he first encounters Donnie. When he, the sort of computerized voice, "No, no, no!" It doesn't work nearly as well. When he whispers, it just adds perfectly to the mood. Oh, and they weren't even using the same music in that scene either. Ave Maria, a fantastic setting the mood song for that scene. They changed that song and they made it worse too. I just can't fathom why they did these changes. Okay, so there we go. My rant is over. Do not buy the director's cut of Donnie Darko. The extras are rubbish anyway. The other extras are pointless unless you want to see a bunch of fellow fans just go on about how great the movie is. I love the way I'm crapping all over that when that's exactly what you're doing in this video, but there we go. You gotta love that irony. Okay, second half of this video, let's talk about the Donnie Darko plot. If there's anything I missed, please ask me, because I bet you I can tell you. Okay, Frank, my first interpretation of it was that Frank was a ghost. Frank is the ghost that goes back in time. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! This is a film worth seeing when you don't know the spoilers. It's best to watch it like 2 or 3 times and interpret it yourself. First time you'll be bewildered, watch it 2 or 3 times. Maybe you have more time than that, so maybe you're not going to follow through with my advice. In that case, why not listen to my spoilers? For viewers of the film, well, here we go. If you had trouble understanding it, basically, the ghost of Frank is going back in time, because Donnie Darko shoots him through the eye, right? In that big blow-off scene. Well, Frank, in the movie theater, takes his mask off and has got a wounded eye. It's the ghost of Frank has travelled back in time to haunt Donnie Darko prior to Donnie Darko actually killing his human form. The world is ending, basically. In order to save the world from ending and flipping dimensions and going berserk or something of that nature, this has to happen. Donnie Darko somehow has to do some event which changes that, and that involves getting whacked with the jet engine. But prior to doing that, he kills Frank, of course. Watching it with the director's commentary on, one learns that Frank is some sort of higher being of some, or he's just a, you son of a bitch, that's the worst interruption, and I bet you're a sales call too, and I'm not even going to answer you. Okay. Oh, that's so distracting. As I was saying, when one watches it with the director's commentary on, one learns that Frank somehow has some sort of insider information on this. He knows that this must be done, and he's guiding Donnie. So I was like, okay, he's the ghost from the past, right? I don't think that necessarily these 2 points negate each other. They can probably nicely merge together. But the director says that Frank is driving Donnie to do this, and this is very much noticeable in a scene where Donnie Darko is stabbing the mirror, right? And there is this light that is shining on Frank's eye. And as the director notes, when we're watching the scene on director commentary, that is the signal, baby. That means you must shoot me through the eye. So that's... I've like tied myself in knots trying to understand it. No, I do understand it now, and it is appreciated that the director did a commentary. To heck with those people saying, this film thinks it's so clever because it's ununderstandable, and it's lame. Because of that. Stuff you. It is explained. It's explained, you dummies. And I just want to praise the film. Let's talk about... What is your name, dude? Jake Gyllenhaal. I knew that. Of course, he did The Day After Tomorrow. Okay, never mind that. He also... I haven't seen... What's the gay cowboy film that he's in? Brokeback Mountain I haven't seen yet. But he's great. Drew Barrymore as the teacher is great. Beth Grant, who plays a school teacher in this, and in Child's Play 2, and in Malcolm in the Middle, is awesome. I love Beth Grant. And she had like 10 seconds on the new Coen Brothers film too, No Country for Old Men. She should have been in it more. When you have Beth Grant, utilize her, but that's a whole different video. Gina Malone, she appeared in United States of Leland, and then she did with Emile Hirsch, playing the girlfriend of Emile Hirsch in The Dangerous Lives of Altar Boys, 2 thumbs up film, and then she was the brother of Emile Hirsch again, but this time brother, not girlfriend. This time sister, not girlfriend. Sorry, you get what I mean though. In Into the Wild, 2 thumbs up film, that was awesome. So, did I already say the United States of Leland? And that's every film I've seen her in. So she must have a good agent, or if she's a self-agent, she deserves praise for getting into top films. I've just marveled over the performances. Is there anything else of note that I want to say? Yes, Patrick Swayze's character was awesome! Is it Mary McDonnell? Is she the veteran who was the psychologist, therapist, whatever? Oh, she was prescribing medication, wasn't she? That would make her... I'm running out of time. Never mind, whatever she was, the one who Donnie Darko was confiding in for money. She was awesome if that was her, but I'm now losing my familiarity with who is who and who anything is. So was that Mary Magdalene, or was it Maggie? No, Maggie Gyllenhaal is actually his legit brother. Okay, she was cool too, and that's legit sister. They're legitimately brother and sister, and they play brother and sister in the film. Nice little touch. I'm out of time, so thanks very much for watching, yo.